Hey guys, this is Joy. I am here with another video, live training. So you guys, I just wanted to talk about the 5 common narcissistic abuse recovery mistakes today. I realize this is something that a lot of us, we go through when we are trying to heal, we're trying to move on, and basically start our lives over after narcissistic abuse. And you know, we find ourselves, you know, having withdrawals, or we find ourselves, you know, going backwards, and you know, things aren't changing in our lives, things aren't moving forward. You're not seeing any results. You know, you might feel stuck, or you feel like you can't move on, and you feel like you can't, you know, just regain power back over your life after, you know, you've experienced narcissistic abuse. So I just wanted to go over 5 common narcissistic abuse recovery mistakes. Let me know if this video helps you, or, you know, if you went through this, if you're currently going through this, or even if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, this could be something that you could experience. So this is also kind of a warning. So I just wanted to share this with you. So just follow along, everyone. So let me just move this over. There we go. So mistake number 1 is learning all about narcissists will solve everything. So a lot of us, we feel that if we do this, if we learn everything it is we need to learn about the narcissist, that this will solve our problem of healing, of moving on, you know, maybe to finding a better love, or just starting our lives over, being successful in life. You know, we think that doing research is enough. I know me personally, I did the same thing. I did tons of research on narcissistic abuse. I remember I would type in words and phrases and sayings that the narcissist would say to me. And, you know, I was just trying to get that validation and the clarification if I was dealing with someone that was mentally ill. You know what I mean? I was just trying to get that validation and clarification, you know, and I became obsessed, and you can become obsessed too. So just be careful with that. We don't take the time. We don't take the time to take action on the information that we learn. So a lot of us, yes, we do learn about the narcissist, and we get all the information, but some of us, you know, there's action that it is recommended to take. But a lot of us, we just sit on the information that we learn about the narcissist. Again, it goes back to just doing the research, not really, you know, because you can read anything, you know, but if you don't actually take action towards what, you know, the information is giving you, then you won't see any changes. There won't be any improvements in your life. There won't be any forward movements in your life. You know what I mean? So it's all about taking action on the information that you do get in that period of time. And also, a lot of us, you know, we don't seek out help from others, you know, whether it's support groups, mentors, coaches, or counselors, or anything like that, you know, we just don't seek it out. We think that, you know, just doing the research is enough. We don't need to do anything else. You know, I learned everything, like, because people can learn a whole bunch of stuff about, you know, exercising. But if you actually don't go to the gym, then you're not going to see any change, you know what I mean? Or about health and fitness, but if you don't put in the work, if you don't take your vitamins, if you don't sleep right, you know, then that's a whole different ball game, you know? And as well, you know, we think that we can do everything on our own. That's really common. Me, myself, that happened to me. I actually went to a counselor for a year. The mistake that I made, though, and this is just my personal experience, she didn't really specify in narcissistic abuse, so she wasn't really able to relate to me, like, in that aspect. But I did end up reaching out to someone, and I saw her for a year, so that was helpful. But a lot of us, you know, it's our pride and our ego. It's understandable. You know, we think that asking for help looks weak. We don't want to do it. You know, we feel like, wow, the person sent me to a psychiatrist, or a person sent me to get a coach or a counselor. But it's all about, you know, swallowing your pride and understanding it's okay. It's not a bad thing to say, hey, I need help with this situation. I don't know how to move forward. I don't know how to put things together. The things are just not making sense. I've tried and tried to move on, and it's just not working. It's okay to ask for help. And the other mistake is, you know, we don't do the inner work. You know, when it comes to learning everything about ourselves and even about the narcissist, we don't focus on, you know, improving ourselves and what our feelings and what our emotions are. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and move forward. All right, so let's see here. So mistake number 2 is blaming everything on the narcissist. So, you know, we don't take responsibility for our part in the relationship. So, you know, we pointing the finger at the narcissist. Yeah, the narcissist hurt me. The narcissist did that. The narcissist, you know, played me, or the narcissist broke my heart, or now I feel lonely, I feel depressed. Yeah, you do feel those feelings, but now it's about taking your responsibility. Like, okay, so what part did I play? Why did I allow myself to stay with this person even though they were hurting me? They were making me feel bad. They made me feel lonely. They abandoned me. Why did I put up with this? Why did I stay so long? You know, so those are just some questions that you might want to ask yourself. And this is not to beat yourself up or not to blame yourself or judge you or make you feel bad. It's just about, you know, awareness and making those changes to see different improvements in your life and different results in your life. You know, they say if you keep doing the same thing over and over, that's the definition of crazy, you know. And if you're expecting something different, then you might want to just be mindful of that. You have to change in order to see a difference, you know. We give the narcissist power. We give the narcissist our power to control and determine our future. So, you know, when we're blaming everything on the narcissist, we're giving them, you know, responsibility on how we feel, on, you know, on our life, you know, when in actuality we could be taking that power back and, you know, taking responsibility and doing the things that we need to do in order to recover, in order to heal, in order to make those changes. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and it's about, you know, because sometimes, you know, we're looking for that validation. We're looking for that approval in others, and we're assigning, you know, caretakers, and we're holding other people accountable for our healing, or we want to get closure sometimes. But sometimes the narcissist is not going to give you closure, you know, so it's up to you to get your own closure. It's up to you to make sense of everything. But again, it's not something that you can do on your own, which I don't recommend at all. I definitely recommend getting help and reaching out. All right. And a lot of us, again, it kind of goes back to the whole closure thing. We think we need the narcissist in our lives to heal, or we think the narcissist can heal us, because some of us, you know, we might want to go back and, you know, see if they miss us, or see if they love us, or see if they've changed or anything like that. And we're blaming them for why we feel so depressed and lonely, and, you know, why we might not have a good relationship with our parents or whatever. I mean, that could be the case, but now it's up to you to say, hey, all right, this happened to me. How do I change? How do I heal? How do I recover? What do I need to do? Because it has nothing to do with the narcissist, because they're not going to give you anything at this point. Once the relationship is done over with, only thing they're going to do is try to get you back and abuse you further. They're not going to try to help you recuperate and help you recover and help you heal. No, they're not going to aid in that process. It's up to you to take responsibility. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, we give the narcissist power over how we feel. And instead of knowing that you are in control of how you feel. My apologies about that. Let me go ahead and fix that. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's see. I'll change that. Just to edit that, you guys. All right. So yeah, that's correct. So now let's go ahead and move on, everybody. So mistake number 3 is trying to move on too fast. I know a lot of us, we go through this. Me personally, I didn't try to move on too fast. I was just hurt. I was confused and I was in pain when I was trying to understand everything, like why I went through it. It was hurtful for me, and I'm sure it's hurtful for you. But I know that there are some people that try to move on too quickly. Depending on how long you're with the narcissist, just say you're with them for a year, 2 years. Some of us were with them for 5 years, 20 years. I don't know what your situation is, but I know that a lot of us, we do try to move on too fast. You know, we do this because, you know, you want to stop the pain and the hurt that you feel. It only makes sense. Like, nobody wants to feel hurt. Nobody wants to feel pain. I get that. But that doesn't say that because you move on to the next person, that's going to make everything feel better. You know what I mean? And some of us, we just we don't understand that, or we just don't even care because we're just kind of focused on how we feel, you know what I mean? Which I understand. And again, it's no judgment. It's just bringing awareness to the situation. And others of us, we might try to move on too fast because we want to get revenge, and it makes sense. You know, because, you know, let's say the narcissist moves on to their new supply quickly, you know, they're parading them around, you know, making it seem like they found the love of their life, their soulmate, their twin flame, and that this person is the end all be all. You know, they just broke up with you and you're like, damn, like, was it my fault? Like, what did I do wrong? You know what I mean? Am I the problem because they moved on so fast? No, you're not the problem. It's just, that's the narcissist just being themselves, you know? But you also have to remember too, you can never get revenge on a narcissist because they never cared about you anyway. So they're not going to care that you move on to someone else, you know? So, I mean, you just want to be careful of this because you can end up hurting someone else in the process and even hurting yourselves even more. So just be mindful of this. Also, you think that this will make you feel better. You know, you might think like, yeah, the narcissist moves on to their new supply, or even if they're single, you know, and you decide to move on, this isn't going to make you feel any better. Again, this is only going to make you feel even worse. You're going to feel a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. Some of you might even end up feeling just like dirty. And I know that sounds weird, but just because, you know, you're moving on to the next person too quickly, people might think like, oh, this person get around. You know what I mean? And this could be for male or female. It could go either way. And again, a lot of us, we do try to make the narcissist jealous. And again, the narcissist doesn't get jealous. If anything, the narcissist is going to make you jealous when they move on to their new supply, or they get married quickly, or they have a child with someone else quickly. All of that stuff is just to get you jealous and to make you feel miserable, to make you feel like you did something wrong, like you were the problem. But none of that is the case. And again, some of us try to move on too fast because you want to hurt the narcissist before they can hurt you, or that could be vice versa. The narcissist might try to hurt you before you hurt them. It could go either way. All right, so let's move on. All right, so mistake number 4. I'll just move myself right here, or I'll move me down a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. All right, so mistake number 4 is trying to stay busy to distract ourselves. A lot of us, we do this. Me personally, I didn't really try to distract myself, but I just try to keep busy. I guess it technically is trying to distract myself, but for me, feeling my feelings wasn't an issue, but I just remember it being scary to feel my feelings. Like, I just remember just being frightened to feel like that pain, that shame, that guilt, that the inner child in me that never felt loved. A lot of us, we do need to work on that, you know, grieving, mourning, and like nurturing your inner child. That's something that a lot of us need to do. But again, the mistake number 4 is we do after recovery, after narcissistic abuses. You know, we don't want to feel the grief of the end of the relationship to the narcissist because we don't want to grieve the end of the narcissist relationship. That's what I'm going to put right there. So let me just change that. We don't want to. There we go. That's my live editing, you guys, in the video. But yeah, we don't want to grieve the end of the narcissistic relationship. All right, and it's understandable. Nobody wants to see the ending of a relationship, but you have to understand that there's a reason why the relationship didn't work out, and there's a lesson in it for you to learn. You know what I mean? The narcissist is a great teacher. They teach you how to love yourself. They teach you what you're still holding on to, whether it be, you know, feelings of low self-esteem, you know, feelings of guilt of the past, you know, relationship with your parents, or even the relationship with yourself. You know what I mean? And also, we think that if we could just forget or distract ourselves, we will eventually feel better. A lot of us, we feel that way. You know, if, again, we just forget about it, like, oh, it was nothing, like, oh, I don't have any feelings, or, you know, whatever. A lot of guys do this, especially because they're not taught to express their emotions or express their feelings. They think like, okay, whatever, I'm just moving on. No, like, you really need to take the time, feel your feelings, heal, recover, and give yourself time. Don't try to move on too fast. Don't try to just move on to the next relationship. No, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. You got to really take your time and do your inner healing, your inner work. That's literally the only way that you can recover after narcissistic abuse. All right, and again, as I mentioned before, some of us think that if we feel our feelings, it's too scary, it's too overwhelming. A lot of us, we just don't want to deal with it. It takes too much of your time and your energy. It's just a place that a lot of us, we just don't want to go, but it's a place that most of us do need to go so that we can open up again and we can trust other people again, and we could be more freer and feel more lighter when it comes to meeting new people. You know what I mean? And some of us, what will end up happening, you know, if we don't end up, give me 1 second, you guys. That's the alarm on my phone. I had to turn it off. But yeah, you guys, a lot of us, because we decide to distract ourselves and because we decide to stay busy, we just don't want to deal with what we're feeling. You know, we want to go out, we want to party, we want to drink and just be around a lot of people. We end up attracting another narcissist, or we might end up self-sabotaging another relationship, which would disappoint us and will hurt us even further. And we would literally find ourselves in the same another situation, and that's not healthy. And again, this will remind ourselves that we need to work on ourselves. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, I literally went through this. You know, I did attract another narcissist. And that was because I didn't fully heal. I would say I was officially healed in 2016. And that's when I was able to start helping other people overcome narcissistic abuse. But, you know, I ended up... So I had the two narcissists. I had my aunt narcissist, which I lived with her for 5 years. And I was dating a male narc. I was dating him for like 4 years. And then after that, I ended up meeting a borderline. So it's still kind of under like the whole cluster B. But I was only with him for 4 months. So it only took me 4 months. So I was good. But for others of you, you know, it might take you a while or a longer time. Just because, again, it's like we're not dealing with our inner wounds. Again, maybe it's like a lot of us, we don't feel pretty enough or we don't feel good enough. So inner work would be, you know, to start telling yourself, hey, I love you. Like, say affirmations, meditate, do yoga, read some books, you know, spend time with yourself, find out things that you like to do. You know what I mean? Get you a coach, get you a counselor to work on your traumas, cry it out, grieve, you know, do what you need to do. And don't rush your healing process. Please, by all means, do not rush. You need to take the time so that you can let all of that stuff go. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So let's move on to mistake number 5. All right, and last but not least, and I'm definitely guilty of this. I'm not going to lie to you guys whatsoever. One thing about me at Live Narc Free, I'm very transparent. I will tell you guys the truth. I will let you know and see the real me and understand, no, I'm not perfect either. I have healed. I have recovered. And even still, I might have or meet another person or have a relationship, but it's not a narcissist. You guys get what I'm saying? So yeah, but mistake number 5 is checking up on the narcissist. So unfortunately, some of us, you know, we don't implement the no contact rule. As you guys can see this picture here, no contact. But some of us, we end up torturing ourselves and we watch the narcissist after the relationship ends. You know, we want to check up on them and see how they're doing, if they're okay. Again, if they're missing us, if they love us, if they want to come back, are they changed? A lot of us, we do that. Or, you know, for sure, if you see them with another person, maybe they might marry this person, propose, have a child, move in with them. They move in so quickly, and we just torture ourselves by watching a new person. We think that they're better than us. We think that they're more prettier than us or more handsomer than us, or have a better car, a better house than us, have more resources, or whatever the case is. None of that is the truth, okay? But we torture ourselves, unfortunately. We're obsessed on what the narc is doing in their life and with their new supply. So again, we're comparing ourselves to this new person that they're with, when in actuality, the narcissist more than likely has been comparing the new supply to you, and you don't even know it. So the new supply is probably jealous of you, and you probably jealous of the new supply. So that's something that the narcissist will orchestrate. We miss them. Again, we feel guilty. We feel lonely. while we're checking up on them. And that's the reason why we would be doing that. And again, that goes back to because we haven't done our inner work. Also, we think that they will come back, change again, and realize their mistakes. I kind of already said that. And we're not wanting the relationship to really be over for good. Because again, we think that there's still hope. We think that, you know, this person is not really a narcissist. We think that we can change them. Maybe we think it's our fault, so we try to do work to be better for this person. Maybe you guys might think that you can't find anybody better, or you might just be scared to start over. I understand, but checking up on a narcissist is not going to help you to move on, heal, and recover. So hopefully these mistakes were helpful, and if any of you guys have done these mistakes, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? It's something that we all experience. So right here, as you can see, you can recover from these mistakes. What I would recommend is just go back to no contact. You know, not reaching out to the narcissist, not checking up on them on their social media. Don't stalk them. I know I literally went through the same thing. So trust me, after I went no contact with the narcissist, or I cut them out back in 2014, like literally every day I was checking their Facebook page. I was literally obsessed, you guys. I was so obsessed. I was checking. The new supply didn't have a Facebook page, so that was good. He literally just posted a few pictures of them up. I think they even had a kid up or whatever. But yeah, I watched him for a long time. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. And even with the borderline that I experienced, I would check up on him a lot. And his new supply actually had a Facebook, and I was always watching her. Always. And I was constantly comparing myself to this new person. It wasn't even worth it because, for one, she wasn't even all that pretty. But it wasn't even about being pretty. It was just like he was still going to do the same thing that he did to me, to her. So it was like literally no difference. You know what I mean? But yeah, focus on setting better boundaries. So when it comes to, you know, you guys know the narcissist will like try to hoover you. They try to use their flying monkeys to get to you. They might even try to use a smear campaign to get your attention and to get you wrapped up in the drama. Don't let it get to you. Or even if you're parenting with the narcissist, co-parents or whatever, you might want to use the parallel parenting, use the gray rock method. So just have those short 1 or 2 word responses when it comes to dealing with them. Don't get any emotions involved, no feelings, no nothing. You don't want to give them any narcissistic supply than they already taken away from you. And also how you can recover from these mistakes is continue to work on your childhood traumas or inner wounds, or even if you haven't had a not so good childhood. Let's say your childhood was great. So let's say you might just need to work on your confidence. Like what do you need to work on? Let's say you think that you're not good enough. So how can we change that? You know, so what makes you think that you're not good enough? Why? Did someone tell you that? Maybe were you bullied in high school or something? Or did your sister or your brother tell you things like that? You know what I mean? Or was it a teacher? Or was it someone in your church? Or, you know what I mean? So just working on your inner wounds and understanding, like you could have newer beliefs about yourself, saying affirmations daily, telling yourself, looking in the mirror, say, hey, I love you. I believe in you. You're beautiful. You know, talking to yourself on a daily basis, reading books. You know what I mean? Focus on, now that you guys know what the mistakes are, you can focus on the problem, but then you can learn from it. You know what I mean? And again, don't beat yourself up. You know, from the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And then know that eventually you will move past this eventually. All right, you guys? So hopefully this is helpful. If you guys would like any further support, help from me. If you would like further help with me on how I can support you, you can email me at livenarcfree9@gmail.com. All right, you guys? And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you can join me in my 90-day coaching package program. For more information, you can go to my website. And actually, I wanted to type that in here now while we're here. That'd be www.livenarcfree.com. All right, or that information will be in the link below as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this presentation. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, if you guys go through any of these mistakes, understand that it's not your fault. You can recover. You can get back on to your path of healing and moving on from the narcissist. All right, you guys. And again, if you would like any further help or support on how I can assist you further with recovering after narcissistic abuse, go visit my website at livenarcfree.com, or you can send me an email and we could talk about how I can further help you. Other than that, you guys have a great day. Make sure that you do like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.